Hi there, welcome back, and we're here with the SummerSlam 2023 results. And what a card this was. There were some highlights, and there were some disappointments.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But let's start off with the beginning. We start off with Logan Paul and Ricochet, and of course, this was the first one because Logan Paul wanted to go see his brother fight, which is a Jake Paul against Nate Diaz, and so that was the reason why he wanted to go first.
And I mean, Logan Paul in this match, I think, really was on top the whole time. He was dominating Ricochet the whole time.
Yeah, he was.
Majority of the match.
Yeah, it was. And he was actually doing very good. I mean, his wrestling was good. I didn't see any faults in it at all.
Yeah, I think every time Logan Paul wrestles, he never really disappoints.
So then, why cheat at the end? Why have the brass knuckles?
Well, that's kind of true. Why they have to do that to beat Ricochet? And it was just kind of confusing because we all thought it would be like a simple win.
I mean, it was a good match. It really was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was playing the heel, which I don't understand why he played a heel. He should have just been a regular person and just being a regular WWE superstar rather than being the heel. He didn't have to do that.
Well, I think Logan Paul's gimmick is a heel, to be honest, because if you see him like throughout his whole career.
I don't know. I never saw him really as the heel. I just saw him as the person trying to make it because he was in social media, and I didn't understand it. I don't understand why he needed to do that. The match was good. He was wrestling good. He didn't have to do that. So anyway,
I mean,
that was disappointing to me. That was disappointing seeing that at the end. I'm like, it didn't have to go that way.
Oh, for sure. I mean, because in my opinion, this was match of the night. I do say this is match tonight, in my opinion, because crazy moves that they did. Because Logan Paul and Ricochet are both good at high flying stuff.
Yeah, I can agree with that. They are good at that.
And I mean, we have like Ricochet doing a springboard, like nearly coast to coast in the ring, from the top rope. And Logan Paul did the same thing, nearly coast to coast. And I thought that was pretty impressive. I mean, they do like a bunch of they did a standing Spanish fly.
Which is pretty weird. I mean, I never really expected this from a Logan Paul, but I guess that's the route he wanted to go. Rather than, I mean, he could be like kind of like a heavyweight, like real dominant and all that. But he went this way, which is good. Which is, I didn't see him going this way, but that's good for him.
Yeah, and this kind of I think Logan Paul is not going to be really. He's going to be in Raw. I'm pretty sure he is. But after Raw, I don't see him until the next Payback, I think.
Yeah, that's true. He probably come on this Raw coming up because I know he was mentioning about how Ricochet's girlfriend has to announce his name that he was the winner.
Yeah.
And when you saw her face, he's like, "You mother."
She was very furious.
But I think it was Corey Graves said, "Why is he wearing Logan Paul's colors?"
Yeah,
he was wearing yellow.
And Cole's like, "Do I have to go that far?"
I mean, it's true though. I mean, it's true. It was like it was yellow leather material and exactly like his.
Yeah, Santa's wearing that bright little dress.
And my thing is, okay, so the match is over. They go separate ways. Logan Paul gets on his SUV. They head out to the airport. He gets his private jet.
Yeah, his PJ, his private jet.
Yeah, he gets his private jet. He gets there. And then he gets to Jake Paul's fight in the same outfit.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, yeah, I guess he could have changed it in the PJ, the private jet, but I'm pretty sure he was more focused on timing.
I know, but you had enough time. Was that a way to show like, hey, look, I just came from the SummerSlam. I'm a wrestler, a professional wrestler now.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I would have changed. All I got to do is throw some jeans and a shirt. You're a guy. You don't have to really do anything else.
Yeah, it takes like 5 seconds to change.
Yeah, I know. To me, it was just more of, hey, I just came from this, and I'm here with you.
Yeah.
All right. So who do we got next? We got, Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, Cody. I'm going to say this first, because I'm not really sure how I'm going to put this in there. But Brock's shorts got kind of ripped up in that match.
They sure did. I saw it towards the end. I'm like, dude, is his shorts all that? But he wears briefs. He don't wear boxers.
Yeah. And they weren't like, oh, it's a little tear, and no.
They were all torn in the front. I mean, you know what? We should rewind to see exactly when it happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it had to be something where it was like caught in a turnbuckle or something, you know.
Yeah, this is one of two wardrobe malfunctions, but we'll get to the other one later.
Yeah. It was like completely torn up.
Yeah, this is like if it was a female, they probably would have had to stop the fight or something.
But good thing Brock was wearing kind of underwear.
Yeah, but it was funny. But I mean, the show was good. Brock Lesnar was dominated, of course.
He was the entire time on Cody. It was German suplex, other German suplex. You know, a couple F5s in there also.
Yep. Even your mom was like, "Oh my God, why is he doing that? His arm, because of his pec, whatever before." I'm like, chill out. It's what Brock does all the time.
But I mean, Cody beats Americano and keeps fighting in the ring, and that just kind of shows like he's a fighter. He was kind of saying it in the press conference, like, "I'm a fighter," you know.
Yeah, I mean, he did survive a lot. You know, he did come back a lot. But he did say he wasn't embarrassed Brock. I didn't see an embarrassing.
No, I think it was embarrassing for Cody.
Getting thrown around like a rag doll. I mean, when you fight Brock, you know that he's German suplex, F5s. You know, that's all going to come out.
Kimura locks also.
Yeah, there you go.
He did it on Cody, I think once. I think not twice, but once.
Do you know where he gets that Kimura locks from?
What?
It was from, he was fighting Shane Carwin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, maybe that was a Darce. Maybe that was a Darce. Okay, never mind. All right.
But we did see Cody rip out that turnbuckle again.
Yeah.
Like a backlash.
Like he was trying to hold on to it.
The same way, because, again, Brock was doing a German suplex. Cody's holding on that turnbuckle and just...
And that's the turnbuckle that turned the fight.
Yeah.
That changed the fight the way it was. Because once Brock hit that, he wasn't the same person anymore.
Yeah, because Brock hit his bicep, I think, on it.
Probably so. I really didn't see that part.
Yeah. And but towards like the more into the match, I think it was Cody hits Brock with his steel steps, and I was kind of confused why the ref didn't call it on DQ.
Yeah, when you told me that, I'm like, you know what? You're right. Why didn't he do that? I don't know if it was because of outside, but still.
Yeah, I think this match was a rubber match, which makes no sense to me at all. But I don't even know what it is, but I think might be why.
Well, the rubber match is like you won one, I won one, so now we got to go back.
Okay. But still, though, yeah.
Yeah, so then I just don't understand. Yeah, when you told me that, I'm like, you know what? You're right. Why didn't they stop the fight? Why didn't they disqualify him or whatever?
It doesn't even matter if it was outside the ring. If it's outside the ring, they still would have called it.
Yeah, so, all right. But Cody came through at the end.
He did.
He had a Darce on him or something. Oh, no, he had the Kimura.
Yeah.
The Kimura on him. And then what did he do at the end? Because I don't think that won the fight, right? He didn't tap out.
No, I think he did like 3 crossroads, I think.
Oh, that's right. He did something else. Okay. So that's what finished the fight. But then at the end,
they both showed sportsmanship to each other.
Well, it was Brock showed the sportsmanship.
Yeah, Brock was because they were staring at each other for a little while in the ring.
Yeah, because I thought Brock was going to do something.
Yeah.
And even when Brock extends his hand out, he puts him closer and then he does something
An F5.
else. And there you go. An F5, or he does another, gets a German suplex. But he extended his arm, his hand. I'm like, okay, still. And then he went head to head, and Cody was all like, okay, what's
Did
next?
you see how he pushed Cody's head out of the way?
Yeah, he does that. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is it. It's going to happen.
And no, they were showing sportsmanship. They were raising each other's hands to the crowd. And I think it's very...
Okay, you say they were. It's Brock. Brock picked up Cody's arm.
Oh, yeah, okay.
His hand. And Brock, the one who embraced him.
Yeah.
Brock's the one who shook his hand, too, at the end. And gave him that finger, like, hey, cool, when you shake your hands and all that. He gave that to Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. I think now it's very, very safe to say that this is the end of Cody and Brock.
Yes.
It's very safe to say that.
Now, to me, I think this is the time now. Once Brock did that to Cody Rhodes, I think now it's time that Cody Rhodes is going to go back to that belt.
Yeah, Roman, right? Roman?
Whoever it is right now.
Yeah,
I know it's Roman right now, but whoever it is, I think Cody Rhodes is now going for the belt.
Yeah, in a press conference, one of the reporters asked Cody what's next, and he says, I think you know what I'm talking about by saying finish the story. And he doesn't really say it, but he's like, you can all read between the lines. You know where my head is at.
All right, so then it does solidify that yes, because we also just saw the documentary.
Yeah,
so
which is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, so now it goes back to, All right, Brock gave him the okay. All right, you got it. You gone through me. Now it's time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm just confused now.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so now he's going back to Roman Reigns now, so which is on SmackDown. All right, so he's gonna go after him, take the Bloodline belt away, and there you go. I think now it's gonna happen. I think now for sure, Roman Reigns is going down.
Yeah, at WrestleMania 40.
Hopefully sooner than that. All right, so let's go ahead and switch now. Let's go to the Battle Royale, which, they come back from their break, whatever it was, and everybody's pretty much in the ring except for LA Knight comes out.
Yeah, well, first it was a Miz and LA Knight, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Miz, I think, was already coming out already.
Yeah.
So he was like halfway down already, which, I don't know, Miz gimmick. I never got it. I don't know. Anyway, so he comes out, and then LA Knight.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes wild for LA Knight.
Especially me also.
Yeah.
Big LA Knight fan also.
So he comes out, he does his, get it right. LA.
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
And then I thought that was the main one, but no, of course.
It was,
AJ Styles. AJ Styles is next.
I think so. It might be, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was AJ.
Well, who was after AJ? I thought that AJ was the last one. Oh, no, one more surprise at the end. Okay, so then AJ Styles comes out, which I figured, okay, well, he's been there longer, so yeah, he's a veteran, so yeah, he has to be the one coming out. And then the bell rings.
And they started fighting. Everyone.
Well, no, they were going to start to fight, but then MVP comes out.
Yeah.
And he says, you can't start the fight until this person comes out.
Yeah.
And who was it?
It was Omos.
And you're like, I didn't even know Omos was missing.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know he even left. I just forgot about him completely.
Yeah, I guess he didn't.
He was
probably
my
just took
memory.
a break or something. You're like, I forgot about Omos.
Was he even, I forgot he was even gone.
And I'm like, oh yeah, he was. So Omos comes in and dominates.
Yeah.
You know who Omos reminded me of? Kane. Because every time Kane will go into a battle royale, he would just start throwing bodies out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's what he reminded me of. So Omos did good. He did throw out about 5 or 6 people out.
Yeah, and of course, because when they giants in the ring, when it's a World Rumble or Battle Royale, they all get out. They never really win that type of stuff.
Yeah, they don't. Because what happens is usually they all just gang up on him.
Well, I mean, we had the final 2 with Sheamus and LA Knight. They went out for a pretty long time, doing a bunch of maneuvers on
Okay,
them.
but before them 2, who was in there? AJ Styles was in there, right?
I think so.
But who got AJ Styles right back out? Wasn't that Karrion Kross or something like that? Got him out?
Oh, yeah, it was Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross
He was
took him
already
out.
out.
Yeah.
And he grabbed his ankle, put him out, and he said, "This is not over."
Yeah, so then AJ Styles got out. Like you said, there was 2 left.
Yeah.
Which was LA Knight and Sheamus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be hard because Sheamus hasn't really won something big like this. So I'm like, this might be his.
Yeah. And no, but it wasn't because they LA Knight ends up winning. But they did an awesome matchup there, them two. It got pretty intense in there. I'm glad LA Knight finally came on top of something.
Yeah, and even I said, man, finally won.
Because you hear how the crowd reacts, and we got to win on SmackDown. Every time you hear that LA Knight music, and the crowd goes wild for him. But
I know,
but
like,
he never
he
wins
needed
matches.
something.
He never wins matches.
I don't understand how he has a crowd behind him and they don't let him win.
Yeah, and finally, now that he won this battle royal, I hope that they do something for him.
Yeah, I was actually disappointed that Austin Theory was ejected. I forgot who did it. But they shouldn't have had Austin Theory in there because he already has a belt.
Yeah, no, for sure, yeah.
I mean, this wasn't really for a belt or anything, but...
This battle royal wasn't for anything at all. If you won, it means nothing.
Yeah. Well, now for LA Knight, it means that he finally has a win, and let's see what he's going to do next.
But LA Knight said that he did a commercial right after the match for Slim Jim, I think, or C4.
Oh, okay.
Because after he won the match, they took him straight to the room whatever to shoot the commercial.
Because I know he was in a commercial there with Charlotte Flair, right? I think
so, yeah.
Him in a Slim Jim.
I think that aired right after the match, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he was saying that it was quick, I did it.
Wow. All right. Well, there you go. Make some extra money on the side.
For sure.
Get some sponsors there. All right. So then after that, we have Ronda Rousey in an MMA fight with Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler.
Which to me, what do you think about the fight?
I think it was a joke, to be honest.
It was a joke. It wasn't even an MMA fight.
The crowd was actually chanting, "This is boring." I never heard that.
Yeah,
the crowd at SummerSlam. That's just sad. They're like not caring or not actually caring.
I mean, I'm like looking at this. I'm like, this is not an MMA
I wanted
fight.
to laugh at this match, to be honest.
They try to do some moves, but they were trying to be careful about it. I mean, nobody could get away with Ronda Rousey's armbar. Nobody.
Yeah.
And how Ronda Rousey got pushed out of the ring and then like come back in, and then Shayna Baszler on the side, and and MMA they do that. They do bring doctors in, but like you said, it was boring. There was nothing exciting about this fight. Nothing. Not even the promos were that good.
Yeah.
Again, to me, this goes back to Ronda Rousey. You compare her to Logan Paul, how Logan Paul came way after she did. No wrestling experience, no fighting experience, really. He started going with his brother. They did some fights on the side.
Yeah.
But Ronda Rousey was an MMA fighter, dominant in bantamweight in UFC. And she was a wrestler, too, because she has a... she has a gold medal in Fujitsu or something like that. Of course, she's a black belt, but she's just terrible in wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, and Ronda does plan to go back to UFC, and they show Dana White this match. He's still laughing in her face, like, what the hell?
Yeah, this was a joke. This was a really joke. She should be embarrassed of herself for putting something like this, or even showing something. Should have been something a little bit more dominant, especially when they're both from MMA.
Yeah,
they both fought the UFC.
Have that background.
They could have done a lot better. A lot better. But, all right. Are we done with this? Because we actually should have just scratched this out. All right. Now we got Gunther versus Drew McIntyre.
And, man, what a slug match that was.
Yes, that was.
Slugfest, yeah.
I like this match. This was good. I thought Drew McIntyre was going to come through.
Yeah, I think this match was runner-up to match tonight.
Yeah, I say so. But Gunther was strong. I mean, he really came out. He did a lot of defense. Nobody interrupted this one, right?
No.
So
not even Louis Class or Vinci.
Yeah, I mean, Gunther held his own, and he got the best of Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I mean, those chops. Did you hear how that smack on those chops?
So to me yeah, you're right. I mean, because they were going back and forth, right?
And these aren't the actual like sounds that they put in there. These are like raw flesh sounds.
Yeah, and they do that a lot, especially when they kind of like brace up for it. And I'm like, oh man, like they know it's coming. But I don't know. But this kind of goes back with now Drew McIntyre, LA Knight. Drew McIntyre, I don't think has really won a major match.
Yeah, I mean he won Rumble, but that was like I think right before quarantine started.
So it's been a while, like something that really matters besides that, like the Rumble. But I mean, it's just when is this his turn again? I mean, they finally got LA Knight a match to win. Now it's time for Drew McIntyre. I really thought he was going to take over.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Gunther.
Like dethrone Gunther. And he didn't. I thought this was his WrestleMania moment.
Well, we'll see next time. Let's see what's in store for Drew McIntyre. I mean, because I don't know what they're going to do with him next now.
Yeah. And we got Seth versus Finn.
Yeah. This was okay match. I mean, they were doing good. For Seth Rollins, the way he fights, and Finn Balor. I don't know. The ending was pretty bad on Finn Balor's part. I mean,
for sure.
I think the match was going good. I think they both are holding their own. I think Finn Balor still had a chance at the end.
Yeah, because they were going back and forth. I think Finn did a move that caused Finn the injury to let go of the title on Seth Rollins and that buckle bomb against the barricade. I think, yeah. And but I mean, this was a good match. I think they were going back and forth in this match, really fighting the heart out in this match. But I mean, of course, we had the Judgment Day making
because Damian Priest came out first.
Yeah, he came out mid-match.
And he was going to try to do something for Finn Balor
to cash in, but I think Finn kind of misunderstood what Priest was trying to say to him.
Like, are you trying to cash it in? He goes, no, I'm here to help you. Or
Like,
something.
are you telling me to cash it, or are you telling me to use this on Seth Rollins to hit him with it?
Yeah, which caused some time to go by and was set to recover. But I don't think if Damian Priest should have came out at all, or any of the Judgment Day, and the Damian Priest, unless he was actually going to use it.
Yeah. Because, Priest should have came after this match, whether it was Finn or Seth that won. He should have cashed it out there.
Because then Finn Balor kind of said no, but then the other Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley came out, tried to distract him again, and then Finn Balor finally said, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
And
it didn't work.
So Damian Priest threw the case in, went to the side to try to distract. But then Seth Rollins came out, right?
Yeah, and he pinned Finn. 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Well, you kind of missed something again. Seth Rollins got the Money in the Bank case, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hit Finn Balor. Finn Balor goes down. And then Seth Rollins pins Finn Balor. But Damian Priest and Seth Rollins were just looking at each other.
Yeah.
Damian Priest, Seth Rollins was like, hey, thank you. And Damian Priest was like, God.
Yeah, Priest was very upset at Finn.
Yeah, so so that was a good stare down right there. But then it goes back now to Finn Balor, right?
Yeah.
So what now after the 7 years? What can Finn Balor say now?
Yeah, I mean, it's just now he has Priest on his shoulder now, because now he has to work things out with Priest, because the Priest is not very happy with Finn.
Well, again, Finn Balor too. I mean, we're like, okay, after 7 years, what goes now? So if I was Finn Balor, or even if I was Damian Priest, I'd be like, man, dude, you messed this up. You know,
Yeah.
like I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance to come out. But Finn Balor at the same time could say, why did you guys come out?
Yeah.
And they would say, well, you were losing. We're trying to help you out. But Finn Balor cannot say anything else to Seth Rollins anymore, because he messed it up himself.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, he just scratched all this up. So that 7 year thing is done, because Seth Rollins already beat him once, and he beat him again.
Yeah.
So this is 2 times already. There'd be good like a 2 out of 3, but this is 2 times in a row. So this is, to me, this is the end with Finn Balor. So now Damian Priest is probably going to come after Seth Rollins, which he should, because he has the Money in the Bank. But usually you cast that sin when the wrestler's down, like he's like already been beat.
Well, I think we're in moment they do cash in, but they have it like a regular match.
Some do, but most of them just like to get him at the end.
It's very rare to have them.
So then what happens with Finn Balor now? What happens with him and the Judgment Day? Does he stay with them? Does he like, hey, my bad. All right, let's continue our Judgment Day. Or does Finn Balor just, go away?
I mean, I wouldn't blame him for calling quits on the Judgment Day. I wouldn't blame him for that. But I mean, I feel like he's just going to keep staying.
But it's not even the Judgment Day fault. It's his fault.
Yeah.
To me, it's his fault. It's you're dumb for even allowing them to help you.
Yeah.
And then to screw it up too.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens next. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I'm going to tune in on that one. All right. So now we have Asuka versus Charlotte.
Yeah, Asuka, Charlotte, and Bianca.
And what a match that was too.
Yeah, I'd say that was pretty good of a match also.
I did like that. I did like that all the way through. I thought all 3 of them were dominant in their own way.
Yeah, they were both fighting pretty good in that match. It was kind of very entertaining also to watch, like you said. And there was a bunch of things that happened in that match also. And,
But and then we saw the second wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, because Charlotte did a kick up, but her back kind of unzipped.
Zipped fully.
Yeah, fully.
I didn't think she caught it. She kind of felt it, and then she went put her arms behind her to try to see if she could fix it.
Yeah.
And she realized it was opened up all the way.
So I guess that zipper kind of busted.
So which was luckily she was able to have the referee.
Yeah, it kind of slipped up.
Because you saw the referees were like, oh, this whole thing's open. So she put it together, zipped it up, and they continued wrestling.
Yeah.
But good thing Bianca Belair and Asuka were on the side, and they were wrestling. And I'm not sure if they knew. Maybe they saw like, okay, let's stay together because Charlotte's getting
I think
dressed.
they handled that pretty good because because they want to take that spotlight off of Charlotte and put it on them. So always Charlotte can do her thing.
And then I noticed during the match, I know Charlotte Flair went to the ground. The ref went to the ground, and you could tell her, she said, "Hey, everything's okay."
Yeah.
Like the back. And I'm like, look. He's telling her, like, it's okay now. It's okay still. You're okay. All right. But another highlight was when Charlotte Flair throws Bianca Belair out of the ring, and Bianca Belair screams.
Yeah. And that's what you call a sell. She sold that injury very, very good.
She sold me.
I know.
I was like, what the hell happened? I go,
that-
this is what, oh my God.
I mean, that is the definition of what a sell means in wrestling. Like, go watch Bianca screams. And if you think she was injured, that's what you call a sell in wrestling.
Oh my God. It scared me.
Yeah.
I was like, no, because that's my wrestler. I'm like, oh no.
I mean,
no.
like, just shout out to Bianca on doing that. You fooled everyone.
I know. I was fooled. And it's hard to fool me, especially with wrestling. It's hard. And
Like,
I was up praying.
She knows how to.
Like,
She knows how to sell an injury.
so she did good. She sold it.
And the way she walked to like kind of ramp, they didn't go far, but they walked like a few feet on the ramp.
But then you made a good comment.
Yeah.
You said an observation. You said
if Bianca was injured, I don't know what these are called, but I'm gonna call it like cart, where they put them on the back of the cart.
the backboard.
Yeah. And they drive them all the way backstage because that's a short ramp, like you see on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
That's a long ramp to walk
Yeah,
back.
it was. And I was like, you know what? You're right. She's limping down. They don't have her in the backboard. They don't have her in the thing. So, that's when you start making me open my eyes. Like, oh yeah. I go, well, maybe. My mind was like, well, maybe this was fake. There's no way.
Yeah.
And she turns around and she runs back in.
Yeah.
She gets on the top row.
I know.
I'm like,
And
dang it.
And she's still
tricked
injured.
me. She tricked me.
And she's still selling the injury.
I'm like, God
because she's
dang it.
lipping. And she goes on top rope and she's hurt, like kind of like she's hurting herself.
I was like, wow.
And she does a frog splash from the top rope. I'm not sure onto who, but she did a frog splash.
Yep. And then at the end, who wins?
It was Bianca, but
Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair won.
But Charlotte put Bianca in a figure eight, and Asuka goes into Bianca. But I think Asuka pins. Hold on.
Okay. So then.
No, I got.
Okay.
It. So Charlotte puts Bianca in a figure eight.
So that means
Then
Charlotte Flair is looking back, right? Because
Yeah.
her body's arced up.
Then Asuka does something to Bianca, but Bianca somehow manages to pin Asuka in a figure eight that she's in and wins the match.
Okay, but hold on. I thought you were going somewhere else. So Charlotte Flair had Bianca, right? In a figure eight. Her head was back. And then Asuka throws the green stuff, spits the green stuff in her
I
face.
forgot about the part, yeah.
So that's what I thought you were going with it. But she does that. So Charlotte Flair gets back, gets out of the way because he's trying to recover. And then that's when you said,
Yeah, Bianca pins.
Becky?
Oh,
Bianca pins Asuka.
Bianca, yeah.
Okay, after that.
And she wins.
And yep, she won. I was like, yeah.
And you still see her kind of limping to the ropes, and she's holding on to the ropes, leaning on them to get her some leverage on her leg. Then all of a sudden you hear Eo's music hit, and you're like, oh, this is happening. This is happening.
And you see her, Io Sky running. I've never seen her run. But this is the fastest I think she's ever ran.
Yeah.
And poor, what's her name with her?
Bayley.
Bayley.
Yeah,
Bayley. She's all like, hey, wait for me. Because Io Sky was running.
Yeah.
She was heading out there.
She knew
smoke
this
behind
was
her.
her moment.
I was like, is she going to be tired by the time she gets to the ring? Like, hold on, 5 minutes.
And Bayley helps out with the cash in because Bayley grabs the briefcase from Io.
Because when she ran inside, I saw Asuka looking like, no. I think Asuka was going to help Belair.
Yeah.
I think she was. But that's when
Asuka was trying to find out.
But then that's when you were saying how Bayley
grabs the briefcase and it hits everyone, both Charlotte and Bianca. I mean, Charlotte and Asuka. And she helps out. I'm glad she helped because if it wasn't for her, I don't think this would have been successful.
Yeah. And to me, that was very exciting. All that stuff happening at the end was exciting. I'm like, all right, this is going good.
Yeah.
And Io goes in.
It catches in successfully, and not successfully. Hands the briefcase to the ref. The ref calls it official. Io goes on top rope, kind of stands there until the announcer says it was cashed in officially. Then she does her top rope move, her flip, whatever. Then she pins Bianca 1, 2, 3, and that's it.
Yep, she did it good. She did it right. But the thing to me is, if Bianca Belair saw all this stuff happening, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't she just get out of the ring?
Yeah, that's kind of
Just
true.
get out of the ring.
But the thing is, Liv Morgan did the same thing to Ronda Rousey at Money in the Bank
Yes.
2 years ago, I think. And it was kind of the same thing. Ronda was injured, same ankle injury, and Liv Morgan did it successfully, just like that. Same way Io did it.
Yeah. All right, here's some advice. If you're injured, they're going to cash in the Money Bank, get out of the ring. Even if they try to get you in, it'll be too late, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully you could do something else. Get a chair, something.
Yeah.
All right, so Io Sky is the new champ. All right. Did they have anything confetti come off the?
No.
They didn't have any of that, right?
No, and not even pyro.
Huh. All right. Maybe we'll see that on Monday Night Raw. But I'm like, I thought about it right now.
Yeah.
Usually they got something ready. They didn't have nothing ready.
No.
Maybe it was off script. All right, now we're getting to the main event. And this was Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns and the tribal,
Tribal combat.
Tribal combat. But I want y'all to know something, and we'll put a picture of this. We were watching 3 fights at the same time.
Yeah.
We were watching UFC. We were watching the Nate Diaz versus Paul Logan. Wait, Paul Logan.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, I know that didn't sound right. And we're watching SummerSlam. We're watching all 3 at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was getting intense. But the good thing, I think UFC finally ended right before the SummerSlam, which is the main event for Jey Uso and Roman Reigns.
And I remember, I think it was the last podcast we were saying about our predictions on SummerSlam. I said we were doing some like multi-screen action.
And we did. We had 3 screens going up, and we'll show you a picture how we did that. And one of them was in my phone. I was watching UFC on my phone, but we had it like at the end.
Yeah.
But we had a 32-inch screen TV. Actually, it was my monitor, and of course, we had the large 65-inch TV with the SummerSlam. But we're watching all 3. It's kind of hard at times because he's going back and forth. But guess what? Right when the Nate Diaz came out and Jake Paul, our internet goes out.
Yeah.
We're like, no.
I mean, their server probably took our internet.
I don't know what happened. We were able to finally get it up, but
now put in the comments if your internet blew out during the Paul fight.
And we're like, what happened? So I was able to get the UFC fight back on my phone because you could use a cellular. But we were able to get the fight back with the SummerSlam. But good thing it was in between promos, between fights.
Yeah.
But the Jake Paul and Nate Diaz fight, we were not able to get that. I don't know if it was because the provider we bought it from or something. We weren't able to watch the main fight. It was having problems. I don't know too many people were on there, what it was, but we weren't able to watch it.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Put in the comments if your internet blew out during this fight. Paul Diaz.
Yeah, this was crazy. We got to get our money back on that one. All right, so let's go back. Now with Jey Uso, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and what a match that was.
Yeah, that came out really good. Jey Uso was doing good. He was holding his own.
Before the match started, you see him when Roman's walking out. You see him in the ring. Jey, he has his game face on. He's ready for this match.
And Jey was taking on 2 people. He was taking on Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman indirectly by Paul Heyman getting in there and looking at him. And
why are you doing this to him? He's
distracting him. Yeah, he's distracting Jey Uso by saying all that, what you're saying. So, I mean, Jey Uso was busy, but he was still able to, fight through everything.
Yeah. And you can tell Jey was the right state of mind for this fight also.
Yeah, he was. Like, he had his mindset that he was going to win. And he was going to.
Yeah.
Until what happened?
Jimmy
Uso.
Yeah, and to be honest, I can't really be excited for this return for Jimmy because it made no sense.
It didn't. It didn't make no sense.
The SmackDown right before Jimmy got injured, Jimmy and Jey were on the same page, right? They were both on the same page. And now it's like, they're not.
I mean, even Roman Reigns.
Yeah, you saw his face like he was on the floor. Like,
Roman Reigns was walking out like, what just happened?
Yeah, Roman was on the floor because he got speared through a barricade, and Roman was on like...
Roman didn't even know this.
Yeah.
So Roman didn't know that. That means Solo Sikoa didn't know it. Paul Heyman didn't know it. So this was Jimmy Uso all on his own.
Yeah.
So what does that say about Jimmy, and what does that say about Roman Reigns and Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious to see what happens now on SmackDown. I'm pretty sure they're not prepared for doing any of this storytelling.
So I don't know. I'm just confused. I was upset about this. I was like, no, Jey Uso was going to win. I don't know.
I mean, they did it way too early. I mean, WrestleMania 40, Jimmy versus Jay, I think would be pretty good. But like, why now?
But to me this was me. I was like, okay, Solo Sikoa came out already, so I'm like, Jay needs help. Who's going to help Jay?
Yeah, it was 4-on-1.
So I was like, okay. And then I saw Jimmy come out. I'm like, God dang it. All right. So like you said, this 4-1. I'm like, Jey Uso still needs somebody. I was thinking maybe Randy Orton was going to come out at the end and help Jey Uso.
And a lot of people were like saying that Randy can return today at SummerSlam.
Because that would have been, because remember, Roman Reigns is the one who kind of injured Randy Orton, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So that would have made perfect. That would have been a perfect excuse to help Jey Uso.
Yeah.
And if he would have came out, he would have dominated everybody and made his return.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And but Jimmy, I just don't understand why they did that. But I mean, Roman and Jay was a good match. I mean, they did everything. They put out tables. It was more than one. It was like more than 3, I think, tables they put out there. And that leather strap they put out. Oh my God!
Oh yeah!
Did you hear that? Jesus Christ! That smack on that. That hurt me.
Yeah, and then Jey Uso threw like 20 chairs or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was like 10 chairs stuck on top.
But unfortunately, Jey Uso is the one who landed on the chairs.
It's just crazy.
So I mean, it went out. I mean, I expected a little bit more. I expected something different with this tribal combat. Not what I was thinking for, because this is just one of those, what they call hardcore match.
Yeah.
So, to me, hardcore match actually has more stuff involved.
Yeah.
This one was just the basic stuff. So the tribal combat, whatever it was, it could have been better. It could have done different stuff.
I mean, but now that we have this match out the way, Jay versus Jimmy, where do you see this happening? Do you see a payback coming up or more later on?
Well, I see Jay and Jimmy going at it. I don't know where Roman Reigns falls in this. But again, this might be the way to get Roman Reigns and Jay off.
Yeah.
Because now Jay will focus his attention on Jimmy. Cody Rhodes will focus his attention on Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that makes good sense there.
But then who has Solo Sikoa?
Nobody right now.
Somebody needs to take out Solo Sikoa.
Solo never has any rivalries. He never really has matches or rivalries.
So I think now it's time.
Yeah.
All right.
And if we do ever see Jay versus Jay versus Jimmy, and they don't do this, I said putting Rikishi as a special guest referee, they're missing out.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That'd be kind of weird. But yeah, who knows? What they do. I thought Rikishi would come out and back up Jay and not really do anything, but just stand by his side.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
Yeah, it was a good match, though.
All right. What were your thoughts about the SummerSlam? What were some high points, low points? What is something you were, not expecting? And put it in the comment section down below, and we'll get back to you. And again, if this video was good, give us that thumbs up, because we appreciate that for you, and it really helps the channel. Again, James will have all the social media stuff down in the description below. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe. Peace.